Self-awareness is a very thin line with projection, a very, very thin line with projection. And this is why. Everyone is self-aware. In psychology, they say self-awareness is a spectrum for self-awareness, right? And this spectrum that they have self-awareness to determine where that person is aware at or where they're not aware at. But nevertheless, in this spectrum of self-awareness, you might have a person that don't have any kind of psychological illness or disability or anything of that nature. But that person may fall on a line of a spectrum of self-awareness. But self-awareness to whom? Because self-awareness is very subjective as to that person awareness of themselves, of the environment that they live in, how the environment is being run. That is a level of their self-awareness. So if I may have a little bit more experience, I may have a little bit more education, I may have a little bit more of emotional regulation or understanding, a better self-concept than the next person because I have that about myself. That does not mean that that person is lacking self-awareness. For me, I will look at it for most, some people would say that person lacks self-awareness, but that's just a projection saying that that person is lack self-awareness based on how I see them and not how they see themselves, because that person can be fully aware of where they're functioning at and not see anything wrong with that. So for them, they're self-aware. To them, the level of where they're functioning at, wherever on that spectrum they're functioning at, they're happy and comfortable there. So there's no need for them to change to increase their self-awareness or decrease their self-awareness or find flaw or ego in the self-awareness to make a change or an adjustment. So to say that someone is not self-aware is a thin line between projecting onto them what I believe self-awareness may be and with how they see and view themselves, unless that person verbally say, I'm not self-aware of these things and I want to know how I can improve that. Then that move from projection for me believing they're not self-aware on where I'm functioning at, and now I can support them if I'm at that cognitive level to support the self-awareness that they are aspiring to be or to function at. So when people say they're not, self-awareness, that's very broad. And self-awareness should be approached with a person-centered approach and not broad, because we not like broadly, like so vague and so loosely, because self-awareness is based on where that person's function at cognitively, experience, upbringing.